Welcome back to Retirement with Pete. It's right around the 1st of April, so that means it's time to give the blueberries their first dose of fertilizer. So what I use is urea, which is 4600, and that's recommended from the Oregon State Extension Service. So I apply half a cup per plant on April 1st, May 1st, and June 1st. So as far as my mulch goes, I use straight fir sawdust, and I usually put it 2 or 3 inches thick. Every June I put it down after I'm done with the last fertilizing, and I put it on pretty thick, and then it just sort of decomposes and breaks down and gets into the soil and just gives you a better organic base soil. So it lowers the pH level of the dirt, because you want the dirt for blueberries, you want it between 4 and 5.5. And I had the soil tested when I first put them in, and it was right at 5. So I'm sure it's still at 5. But so this mulch really helps keep the moisture in, but it prevents weeds from being able to get through that into the dirt and sprout up. So it keeps the weeds down. I don't have to spray Roundup to control those. And then it also breaks down and adds organic matter to the soil. I also have my grass strips that I purposely planted, so I'm able to mow all those clippings right into the bed. So I'm adding, grass clippings, which will decompose and help with the composition of the soil. But and as far as raking the mulch away when you're fertilizing, grab my fertilizer here. If you don't do it, especially on our property where it's sloped, you throw this like that, well, most of it rolls off and gets away from the roots, and this is a real cake level mulch, so you really have to break that layer to get it down to where you can get into this material. So then when you fertilize in there and you water it, it dissolves and penetrates down deeper into the roots, and then you just back rake it to cover it back up. But it's pretty important to go ahead and cut that thick layer of crust that the mulch has provided us in order to get the fertilizer down where it needs to be, so it can give the plant what it needs. So these are our 6-year-old blueberries. These are the blue crop variety. As you can tell, they got a ton of buds on them. They've done, I think they'll do really good this year. They did really well last year, so no reason they shouldn't do as good this year. And they're just about ready to pop. So I just use a hoe, and I'll rake an area without getting too deep, but just rake back the mulch. Because blueberries have a real shallow root system, and you don't want to dig too deep and cut into those roots. So I'll do a circle around it, maybe 18-inch diameter. But since these are so big, I normally just do this half, and then I'll go around to the other side, and then I do the other half all at once. So getting it raked back like that, I'll get my fertilizer. And this little cup adds up to 2 ounces, or about 1/4 of a cup. So I put about one of these on one side of the plant, and I'll go around to the other side and take another scoop and put the other 1/4 cup on the plants to end up with 4 ounces, or a 1/2 cup per plant. So break back the mulch. Just shake your fertilizer in there, and then you can just push your mulch back over it. You can use your hand or a small rake. You want to get it in, and then you want to water it in real well. that's about it. Then we move on to the next one and try to get them all fertilized today. So there we go. Got 25 blueberry plants fertilized and watered and remulched, and they look pretty good. So only 175 more to do. There's not a lot of work to it, but it's got some work. Fertilizing, the pruning, uh, the watering. That'll be my next video. Is I'll be setting up the watering, because I've got a drip system in this, and I'll explain what kind of drip I got and how I water them. And I do a little supplemental fertilizing when I water. I've got an in-ground fertigation tank, which is pretty cool. So we'll go into that on the next one. So if you like the video, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe, share them with your friends, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good day. So along with all the fertilizing, we also decided to sell about 50 of our plants this year. Like I said, we have 250 of them, and I don't need 250 of them. I'm going to try to lighten my workload by getting rid of some of them. And today I've got some people coming out. We did a little video of how I dig the plants out and how we get them up to their vehicles and get them in their vehicles. Sometimes they bring trucks, sometimes they bring SUVs. But one way or the other, we get them in their rigs, and they go home very happy, waiting for berries to come this summer.